And now it's time for the latest from Germany's domestic football league, the Bundesliga. For that, we are joined by Kress Harrington from our partner station DW in Berlin. Kress, we've seen a few rounds go by now. Are you satisfied with the production on the pitch thus far?
Yes, I'm extremely satisfied with what I've been seeing. You know, you have to look at the goal production. You have a lot of competitive matches. And then the level of intensity was something I always questioned. I was always concerned about because, you know, the players didn't really have that time to practice and train at a full intensity. You know, I know from speaking to Bayern players, you know, in the past, how intense and how training is typically a battlefield. Well, you know, when you factor in the idea that the time has been very short before the players actually resumed action, they didn't have that opportunity. So when you see all of it play out and the number of fouls, and then you also see, you know, the officiating seem to be a little more evenly balanced as well, without the home crowd shouting and maybe giving that emotional advantage to a team. You know, there are many different things that are worth mentioning, and it definitely passes the eye test when you just want to enjoy top flight football.
Now, league leaders Bayern and their captain resolved contract talks and secured Manuel Neuer until 2023. How important is he to their success?
I think he's everything. You know, it goes back to the old saying, defense wins championships, and Manuel Neuer has proven himself, you know, to be the best goalkeeper, not only in Germany, but he's in that conversation in the world as well. And, you know, he's the captain, the leadership. We heard his comments, you know, after Bayern Munich, you know, came back to action. You know, he is basically the talking point and the voice of that club. He's extremely important because you have to consider the team. You know, how many world-class players, top-class players are on Bayern's team? You know, I think it's very easy for them to follow Manuel Neuer's lead and example because he does have the qualifications to back up whatever advice he has to give. You know,
and what about the next round this upcoming weekend? It seems like a match day of mismatches.
Yeah, I agree completely. It does seem like that this upcoming weekend. You know, I think Freiburg hosting Leverkusen looks to be the most competitive. Last time these two sides met, it was 1-1. You know, and as I mentioned, Kai Havertz needing to show up, needing to perform, you know, probably wanting to continue that goal-scoring run he's on, you know, so I think that's really quite interesting match. You know, being in the Black Forest right now with no fans, I don't think gives any team, in all honesty, gives any team an advantage right now. We saw how it affected Gladbach. They had virtual fans. It didn't help them much. You know, so if Leverkusen can go to Gladbach and win, I think they can go to Freiburg and repeat, but they have to show up and play big. You know, they have injuries. Both sides have injuries. I'll never stop mentioning injuries because these factors can be key, forcing players to get out of their comfort zone and maybe spending minutes in positions they're not accustomed to. Let's hopefully that doesn't happen and we can see some top-flight competitive football in that fixture.
Thanks so much for the Bundesliga updates. That was Kress Harrington from our partner station DW in Berlin, Germany.